After 7 months away, we're finally back. Yay, we're back! And she's floating! Well, the nightmares I had that she was going to have sunk. But she's still here.
Needs a bloody wash.
Don't you crush that wind indicator. Home.
It's covered in dust.
That's horrible.
Home.
Yes, she looks how we left her. Take your shoes off before you go inside. Oh. If you remember, back in episode 11, this happened. I was just sleeping and he's woke me up because the bilge alarm's gone off. Well, I heard the alarm and then he told me it was the bilge alarm. So literally the first thing we did when we got back on board was to see how much water had collected in the bilge while we were away.
Not coming out?
Yeah, a little bit. Today is our first proper day living aboard Sareda. We got to her at about 3 o'clock yesterday, but we just dumped our stuff down. We just dumped our stuff down, had some showers, went to a supermarket and then went to bed really. Wow. It's quite windy today, but it's lovely and sunny. We've got a huge list of jobs to do on Sareda. The main issue that we found so far is that we can't open the seacock to the toilet. So a bit annoying right now because the toilets are over there. So we got a long walk to and from the toilets. But particularly annoying because from what we've read, you need to lift out to deal with something like that, because if it goes wrong then you could fill your boat with water. So that's going to be an expense that we've got to do, but probably worth it to do straight away anyway so that we can service all the seacocks. Then as you can see, the next job is tidying because it's pretty messy. Like I said, we literally just dumped our stuff down. So that's today. Our first day as liveaboards. After emptying, cleaning and reorganising some of the cupboards so that we could unpack, we went for a leg stretch. We're currently trying to work out what it was that filled the bilge up before. So when we emptied it yesterday, water did come out. So some water's got in there while we've not been on it for the past 7 months. There's kind of two compartments down there, and one of them's completely dry and one of them's got a little bit of water in that's above the actual bilge bit. So we're kind of assuming that maybe the water's coming from something that's in that compartment and not in the other. Liam's just got a bit of kitchen roll down there. He's going to dry out the water that's down there so we can see if it gets wet again while we're here in the marina. Liam's just been mopping up the little bit of water that we can reach in the bilge with some kitchen roll, and then I just licked it, so maybe I'm going to die. But it wasn't salty, so that eliminates hopefully that it's water that's coming from outside, and I guess it means that it's a leak in the freshwater system, that one of our hoses, one of our pipes is leaking, so hopefully that's a much easier issue to resolve than water that's coming from the outside.
I think if it was rainwater, all of under here would be wet, or more than just that one area. But then that confuses me because there's no water pipes in this area, I don't think. Or there's no joints at least in this area. So
why don't you give it a lick and see if you think it's salty?
Because I'm not an idiot. No, you'd know if it was salty. You'd have pulled that fish you pulled last night.
Liam, that sounds dirty.
No, when you tested the tap in the head.
When we arrived in La Palma in March, we checked the fresh water system for leaks and found this. One of the connections was loose, so we tightened it up, and since we've been back, we've been checking and it stayed dry. Considering that the bilge filled up with some water while we were away, but we weren't using the fresh water system, we could discount that as a source. Sareda was covered in an orange sand, so while Liam gave the decks a quick wash, I looked in the bilge and saw this. We emptied the port cockpit locker so we could investigate where the water was coming from, and I climbed in to have a look. More bags. So I think that maybe is what's filling up the bilge. Maybe?
So we think that our leak is coming from there. Don't know if you can see it dripping. That is the bit in the floor that you put the table leg in for the cockpit table. But it's caused quite a bit of water in when we've washed it, which is then just slowly draining into the bilge.
Just taking the table base out. It might just be a case of silicone seal it, put it back in, but we'll have a good look and we shall find out. So we've pulled the base plate off. As you can see, it looks pretty manky. The wood looks like it's starting to rot a bit, which means it's been wet for quite a while. What we maybe suspect is happening is the anti-slip stuff's cracked in a bit of a square all the way around, and the water's getting underneath, coming through and then draining down. So we need to find a way of sort of sealing it up to stop that from happening. This pipe here is just blocking the hole, so whenever water came into here through, however, coming through the lockers or through the table stand for the cockpit table, it was just collecting here and just very slowly draining. As soon as I wiggled that pipe, the water disappeared down into the bilge. So what we're going to do is get rid of all that sludge and then try and seal up the table base a bit better, and hopefully that'll solve our issue and I don't have to be down here for any longer, because this is awful.
I can't reach.
My arms need to be about 6 inches longer.
Well, I'll be able to reach if I can get down.
Nice.
Where do you want me to put it? Hang on.
I don't know. Just get a bin bag or something. Get a bag.
Oh.
So I've managed to clean it all up. It's filthy down here, full of sludge. Look at my hand. And that's after I've washed it. Who would buy a boat, eh?
It's not a good day today, guys. It was a good night to be in a marina though. It was super, super windy. This poor yacht has broken its sail. It did, to be honest, look like its sail was a bit broken already, like it was wrapped up really badly. Yeah, they're not here and it's broken in the night. And this morning it's not as windy as it was, but it's still pretty windy and it's raining a little bit. So it's not the best weather for me to go and do my toilet run. But, gotta go. It seems we have a few leaks.
It's just spinning. So my first task this morning is try and get this seacock to work. It appears to be pretty seized. It doesn't shift at all. One thing we've read is if we just slightly loosen these bolts or screws here, then that can free the system inside. We've got a bung ready for if it goes properly pear-shaped. Might be worth getting some towels. So let's see what happens. So I've just tried loosening the bolts, but they're already quite loose. I don't know if you can see, but that's not moving now. There you go. I can move it with my fingers. I'm not sure if they should be able to do that, so if you could let me know, someone with a bit more knowledge than I, which will be most people, that'd be great. So they're already loose, but I don't know if you can see, there's quite a bit of build up and gunk around it. The camera's not focusing on it. There. So I'm just trying to scrape some of that out and see if that helps. If that doesn't work, time for plan C, I guess. I shall keep you informed. So, it turns out that I'm just an idiot, and that although the seacock is stuck, it's stuck open. So we can still use the toilet. The reason it wasn't flushing is because I'd accidentally shut the seacock for the inlet when we first arrived back on the boat. Which means that when we left the boat 7 months ago, we'd left all the seacocks to the toilet open.
When you say we, you mean you, because you're the one that closed all the seacocks.
Yeah, it's my fault. But it means we can have a wee on the boat without having to walk bloody miles. Although I've just flushed the toilet and opened it, like opened the lid of the toilet, and it absolutely stinks of stagnant water. Like, proper stinks. So I've shut the door. I might just give it a few more flushes, flush the system through, and then should be problem solved for now, until we can lift out and properly fix it. But at least we can have a wee, which is good. Idiot! Thanks for watching. Just to let you know, we're now on Patreon.
For those of you who don't know what Patreon is, it's a way of supporting your favourite creators. similar to a free walking tour, where you can experience something completely for free and walk away happy, just like watching our videos on YouTube. But you also have the option to support it with your spare change.
So hit the link below and consider joining the Patreon crew.